And sorry. Yeah. I don't know exactly what I'm doing here.
Okay, I think I'm recording this just so you know, and then I'll
Oh,
attempt to
did you figure it
share it
out?
after. Yeah, but I gotta figure out how easy it's going to be to share it afterwards. I think it will. I think it will be fine, but yeah. Okay, so 7.8 quiz, right?
Huh?
Okay.
Oh, hello. I always forget I have my notes that I got printed out. Jeez. Okay.
Okay. Come on.
Oh.
Okay, so this is just in the notes, which statement is the first step to solving a polynomial inequality. And just in the notes, the first one says, write the inequality in standard form. And then solve as an equation. So it's just that first one.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Guess I could have. You know what? I was telling you that I printed out all the notes. 10.8 was one that I didn't print out.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
Everything else.
I relate to that a lot. So.
Okay, what is your solution?
Okay, so for solving quadratic equations, the first step, as they said, is to just kind of almost ignore this inequality sign and just to set it equal to 0. So we're just gonna rewrite this whole thing out just like it is and just set it equal to 0. And now we're gonna solve for it. So remember when I've got things times together and when they're equal to 0, I can just write them like separately.
Oh yeah, that's right. Is that Jeff doing the dishes?
Can you hear that? That's so funny. Yes, that is. I can't believe you can hear that. That is so awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so I wrote it as 3 different equations. Now I'm just going to solve. So I've got x equals +2.
-1, -5. What? That's it? That's all you do?
Well, not quite, but.
Oh.
Come on. Don't you know? Never that easy.
No.
Okay, so now I'm going to do I'm going to write these points down on a graph. I don't know if you remember from like the first section how we were kind of graphing things.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. So these circles, are going to be open because I don't have an equal sign here.
Oh, okay.
If it was like greater than or equal to, then it would be a closed circle. Then there's no line underneath it. It's just open circle. Okay, so now we've got these 3 points. And now I've got this area right here. I'm going to actually do these in different colors. Hopefully that'll help. So I've got this area, this area, this, and all of this. So what we need to do is we need to figure out.
Excuse me.
You're good. So we need to figure out if these, which one of these areas is true. And I'm going to keep working through it, and then hopefully that will make sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose something in this pink area, just a number, any number, it doesn't matter. So it can't be 2, right? Because I have an open circle. So I want to do something else. So I'm just going to choose 3. It doesn't matter. You can choose any one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it in to my original for X. So I'm just going to say 3 minus 2, 3 plus 1, 3 plus 5. It's less than 0. So I've got 3 minus 2 is 1, times 4, times 8. And 4 times 8 is 32. So 32 is not less than 0. So this statement's not true. So it's not going to be, this area is not going to be included. So then, does this kind of make sense?
Yeah. So do you have to go through every one of those numbers then?
So you have to go through every one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So for this,
what about?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So for this red section here, I'm going to choose 0 because that will be the easiest.
Okay.
So I just plug 0 in. Eeks. Sorry, running out of room. But I've got -2 times 1 times 5 less than 0. So this is going to be -10 is less than 0. And that is true. So I know this section is going to be part of it. And now I got to do purple. So I'm going to do -2 is the number I'm going to choose. So I got -2 minus 2, -2 plus 1, -2 plus 5. So -4, -1, and 3. And that is positive 12. So 12 is not less than 0. So that's not true. So it's not going to be this one. And then I've got this last one to check. And then we're done. So I'm going to choose -6. And you could just plug this all. Once you get a point, you can just plug it into your calculator. Do you know what I mean? To make it a little faster. So this is -8, -5, and -1. So I don't know. This is some, I think 40. And -40 is less than 0. So it is going to be this section. So now, ignore this. So now we're writing it in the interval notation, if you remember. So looking at my graph, this blue section over here, it is part of it. So I'm going to start at -infinity. And I go all the way up to -5. But I don't include 5. And then I do this union. And purple's not part of it, so I'm just going to ignore that. So the next part that's included is this -1. It's a parenthesis because it's an open circle, and then this goes all the way to 2. So I write 2, close parenthesis, and then all of this isn't in it. So that's your final answer.
It doesn't trying like, oh my gosh, when did we put the bracket?
So the bracket is if this is a closed here. So
that's right.
the bracket is when it's a closed circle, which
Yeah.
is when it's either that or that, and then parentheses is one open circle, like that.
I remember now. Okay. Perfect. 1 and 2.
Okay, so now this one, x squared minus 2x is less than equal to 2. So first thing we're going to do is get it equal to 0 over here on this side.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to subtract 2. Subtract 2. So I've got x squared minus 2x minus 2 is less than or equal to 0. Now I'm going to try and factor this.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to get it. Remember how the last one was kind of in these parentheses?
Oh, yeah,
Made
yeah.
it a little easier. So I need something times together gives me -2. Add together gives me -2. Which is going to be nothing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's not the thing to do then. It's this problem up here. Okay. Sorry, now I'm experimenting.
That's okay. I'd help, but I don't have my notes, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
So I wonder, well, let me see if this makes sense before. Okay, let me look. Okay. Spins.
Should we just guess?
Yeah, we can just guess. I'm still gonna look because I'm sure I'm gonna need to know it for the homework.
Let's see.
It's gonna
here.
be this problem right here.
Oh. Oh.
Jeez, what's
Circles. Huh. Let me go with. I have a feeling that's not right. So, nope, let's just do it. Go with your gut. And it was wrong. I knew it was because, oh, it's that one. It was 1 square root 3, 1 square root 3. Okay, whatever.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Oh. Hi, Bunny. What you doing?
Oh, okay. So what I was doing was correct. We just need to do the quadratic formula. If it doesn't factor, we'll just have to do, yeah, anyways, I'm sure we'll come across it in the homework.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Okay. Oof, my computer.
Let's see. Tie. Huh. Looking at the video. I don't that.
The video for
Oh, the 7.8 quadratic inequalities.
oh, gotcha. For that same problem we were doing, or
No, this is, oh, sorry. I went on question number 6. I just wanted to see something.
Oh, gotcha.
I think, you just, try and factor, right? So
Yeah,
you
that's going to be
X.
your first step. Sorry, my computer is being slow, but that will be your
Oh,
first
that's
step
okay.
is if you can factor it, try and do that.
Okay, so yeah, 3, it's a 2x minus 3 greater than 0. So then you can factor that.
So that one, is it like this that I have? This 2x minus 3 greater than 0?
But you have a x squared in front of that. All the rest is right, but you have that x squared in front of the whole.
Squared minus, no, plus
Goes
2x?
in front of that. It goes x squared plus 2x. X squared plus 2x minus 3 greater than 0. Uh-oh. Oh, there you are.
Is it freaking out on your end?
Yeah.
Okay. Fill.
And then it's -3. It's -3.
Okay, this is being so delayed. Okay, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, except
so
I gotta
you can
switch.
Oh, wait. But I forgot that you got that other x.
Okay, so we do want to try and factor it. So we need something times together gives us -3, adds together to give us +2.
Which is 2 and 1.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be, let's see. Wait, 3 and 1.
Oh,
right?
sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so now that we have factored it, we are going to set it equal to 0. So now we can separate these and get our two solutions. So we've got x equals 1 and x equals -3. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah. And okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Pretty easy so far.
now I'm just putting this on the graph, and I've got these 3 sections. And now I just need to test to see if they're true or not. So,
oh yeah.
Oh wait, I've got my numbers mixed up. -3 is smaller than 1. Okay. So for this pink section, let's choose 2. Again, it doesn't really matter. So we can either plug it into this first one or what we factored it out. They both equal the same thing because we just changed this and factored it. So it doesn't matter. I'm going to do the one we factored it out of to plug it into, but you'll get the same answer. So we've got 1 times 5, which is 5, and 5 is greater than 0. So that section's true. So now for our purple section, I'm going to choose 0. So we're just plugging this in. So I've got -1 times 3, which is -3 is greater than 0, which is not true. So not that section. And then our last one, Let's choose -4.
Oh,
-4
so
minus
it's going
1.
to be infinity, huh? Negative infinity?
Probably. Let's see if this is -1. So we've got 5. Okay, yeah, so that is true. So it's going to be this section. It's kind of these red arrows. And this. So it's going to go negative infinity. We go all the way up to -3. And then it's parentheses because it's that open circle. And then this purple section here, none of this is included. So we just go back. We go all the way over to 1. And it's another parentheses. And then it goes all the way to infinity.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Let's see. Union. What is that? Oh, right there. Okay. And then 1 and infinity. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem too bad, actually. Just plugging all that in.
Yeah. It shouldn't be terrible.
And you just do that with all of them?
Yeah, let me go through, but that's going to be, so the only thing is if you can't factor one, then you will need to just do the quadratic equation or just plug it into your calculator.
Okay.
To get 2 solutions. So, I mean, I can't think of one off my head, but
that's okay.
Do you get that though? So like if there was something that I just couldn't factor out, I would just put it in the computer in the calculator and I would get, 2 solutions, which is what you want. And then you just go from there. So
that's easy enough. Okie dokie.
And they're all going to be like that, it looks like. So you can even, as long as when you just make sure it's set equal to 0, and then once you get it set equal to 0, you could even, like, you don't even need to factor it. You could just plug it into like a quadratic formula calculator on your computer, and that will give you your 2 answers. So you could cut out
that's easy.
That step if needed.
Perfect. Oh, now we have, what is the center of the circle, the radius of the circle, and the center and the radius? No, goodness gracious me and my.
Circles are fun.
What did you say?
I said circles are fun. I actually don't love them, but.
Are they? You guys, stop.
Okay.
Oh, children. Okay.
Okay, sorry. My computer.
No, don't be sorry. You're okay.
Okay, so it's just asking for the center of the circle. So if you have these notes, this thing in the box is going to tell you everything you need.
Oh, okay.
So it's always going to be in a form like this. Hopefully, if it's not, I guess we'll mess with it to try to get it in one. But your H and K value is going to be the center of the circle, and then this R value is going to be the radius. So for this first
that example number, the example number 2 there.
Yeah,
that's the exact question on question 1.
Perfect. So
in the quiz.
So the center. Here we go. So the center is going to be our h and k, which is 3 and 2. But this is kind of, if you remember from the quadratic formula, where we had to like switch the signs for our h value. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So it's the same thing. Do you see how in the notes, how in this formula that they give us, it's minus h and minus k?
Yeah.
But then their centers are positive h and positive k.
Okay.
So you just have to make sure to switch the sign. So for this h, it's -3, so I've got to change it to +3. And then the k is this +2, but we got to change it, so it's going to be -2.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so then our r squared is our radius. So we have equals 4, but we need to get this into something squared. And then whatever that something is, it'll be our radius. So that's going to be the trickiest part of this. So 4 squared, 2 squared equals 4. So we'll just rewrite the 4 as 2 squared. So then our radius is going to be 2. Does that kind of make sense?
So with the radius 2.
And I guess we don't need to know the radius. We just need to know what the center is. I didn't even see that, but.
Oh, yeah. Find the center of the radius. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Now find the radius. So, let's see. Change this. Oh, it's a little different.
So we're going to change it to get it into, we want x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So we've got this x plus 7 squared, which is what we want right there. So that part's fine. But then we have this y squared. So I'm just going to rewrite this as y plus 0 squared. Does that make sense?
Well, no. Where did you get the 0?
Well, I'm just adding it to get it into this form. So it's just y squared. But because we want to get it in this form where it's plus or minus k, I'm just adding 0. Right? And adding 0 is not going to change anything to it. Because I have nothing there. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I
get it.
And then this 6, I've got to rewrite to be something squared. So in fact, I'm going to show you. So the easiest thing to probably do is say I want 6 to equal some value squared. And then to solve for this equation. So to solve, to get rid of this squared, I have to do the square root. And then I got to do the square root over here. So I'll have the square root of 6 equals x. So I'm going to have square root of 6 squared. Did I lose you there on that step?
Yeah.
So
you have to, go on.
Well, what were you going to ask?
You want So when it's equal to that, when you're finding the radius of the circle and it's like say equal to 8, then you take that and you do the square root.
Yeah. So what I did is sometimes, like in this previous example, I knew off the top of my head that 2 squared is 4, right? But that's not always going to be the case. So what you can do is say, I know I need, like, if it was 8, I would say, no, I need 8 to equal some number, which I'm just going to call x for right now. Well, let's call it r, because we're trying to find the radius. So I need a to equal r squared, right? Because that's what I'm trying to do. So then I'm just going to solve this. And to solve it, I need to take the square root of both sides. Because when I take the square, that gets rid of that too. So then I can just say r equals square root of 8. So great, now I found what r is, so I can put it back into my equation to be r, which is now the square root of 8 squared. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. It's a little weird, but I'm not going to lie. But yeah.
So
okay.
for the example
So
2, it's just going to be, right, the square root of 6. That's our radius.
Okay, that's what I got.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. What is the center of the circle?
Okay, this looks fun.
Is there any way to put it? Let's just guess. Can we just guess? My head hurts.
Yeah, we can guess if you want.
I'm guessing. I don't care. Let's see. Oh, would you look at that? I guessed right.
Nice.
That is so funny. I'm going to start doing that on all my tests. Let's see. Oh, good. 7.9 doesn't have too many questions. Can we pick up like on this part like tomorrow?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like still trying. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to go back and do that other homework. So, okay.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. Okay, so just let me know what time works for you tomorrow.
Can we do noon?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, sweet. And I'll actually write it down so I won't have to.
You're so funny.
I like don't write it down. I can't remember. Okay, sweet. So we'll plan on noon tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you.